Welcome to Sweet Talk. This broadcast is brought to you by the Continuing Education Workforce Training Division of Idaho State University's College of Technology. This podcast is part of our continuing outreach efforts, and the format is conversational. We will be having conversations with businesses, professionals, entrepreneurs, community agencies, and, in all cases, difference makers. Now, let's get started with Sweet Talk.
Hello, my name is Raylene Price. I'm the Health Programs Coordinator at Idaho State University Continuing Education Workforce Training. And I am so excited today because I have with me a couple of guests from our ISU nursing program at College of Technology to talk. Our focus will specifically be the vet nurse program, but we're going to cover a few of the other programs. So I'm just going to go ahead and just get started with a few introductions. And Brittney, I'll have you go first.
My name is Brittney Gunn. I am the Veteran to Nurse Instructor at the ISU College of Technology. Do you want my background?
Yeah, just
sure.
It's all about yourself.
I'll try to keep it quick, but I'm a Navy veteran. I was a corpsman of 6 years. I actually left after I turned 17 and I joined the military, got thrown into medical. I actually didn't want to do it. And then, but during that time they needed corpsmen, so that's what happened. And it turned out that was what I was really passionate about. So, I did a lot of different things in the Navy, what we call jack of many trades. I've worked in many fields of medicine, but I specialized in psychiatric, so I was a psych tech. And then I was also a field medicine technician. And so I specialized with, frontline field medicine. And I did a couple deployments and then, started a family. So I decided to get out and come to Idaho. And I actually was the first applicant and part of the first cohort to the Veteran to Nurse program. So I was the guinea pig group.
Nice.
Turned out pretty well because we're still going. And so didn't ruin the program, no.
She's in charge now. So
How many years?
Yeah, how many years ago was it?
I graduated in 2017, and then I got my LPN license, and then I went on to our ADRN program at College of Tech, got my RN last year, and I've been working as a nurse in corrections, and then after I graduated and passed my boards for my RN, ISU called me and asked me to come and instruct for the Veteran to Nurse program, and so it was a little scary because was never an instructor, but I mean, I really, this is my second semester, and I really love that program. It means so much to me. It gave me a world of opportunities that I didn't think I was going to have when I got out of the military, and then the staff that I work with. I mean, they do the other nursing programs, but we all work together, and it's just. I love it there. So
That's awesome. Very good. All right, Spring.
All right, my name is Spring Neihart, and I've been a nurse for a long time now. I think a long time. It's been about 16 years. My specialty is in psychiatric mental health, and I did not choose that. I just ended up working at State Hospital South for a while, and I was really good at it. So that's what I stayed in. And then I started teaching at Idaho State University's College of Technology in the practical nursing program, and I've been there for about 1.5 years. Not very long, and I also help out in the vet to nurse program as well as the associate degree RN program, which we lovingly call the ADRN. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. It's not very interesting.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the nursing programs that are offered at the College of Tech.
So a lot of people get super confused because ISU has 4 different nursing programs. They have the bachelor's, which is in the academic or lower campus. Then we have the College of Technology, which is where Brittney and I work. And we have the vet nurse, the PN program, which is like an LPN program, and then the associate degree RN program. And we have almost 100% placement for all of our graduates that graduate. We have it's over 95% pass rates on our national boards, not national, state boards. Because you have to take a state board exam for in any state to work as a nurse, and yeah, our pass rates are 95% or above.
That's excellent.
So we are like kabam on that. That's how good we are, right? And then, like I said, we have 100% placement for almost for all of our graduates. So it's really awesome. Like, how hard was it to find a job?
Oh man, they picked me up. I don't even think they interviewed me. They just
Right.
looked at my resume, and I went in what I thought was a interview, and it was signing my paperwork to start working. And so,
Right?
seriously, yeah.
Is there a shortage of nurses right now?
Oh yeah,
There's
everywhere.
always a shortage of nurses, and everyone always thinks that like LPNs are going to be phased out, and that has been a rumor for 20 plus years, and it is not, in fact, accurate. I think, didn't we just get an email about $3,500 per week if we want to go work in Seattle? Which
Yeah.
we don't, because,
Well, I don't know, 3,500 a week. Yeah.
Seattle general,
Right.
specific.
Right
Yeah.
now, right? And if you had someone to live with, anyway, it'd be great. But I'm not going there. And I did travel nursing for a couple of years, and that was awesome. So I got to travel from Hawaii to Maine. It was absolutely phenomenal, and I loved it. But as for our programs, make sure, the one thing I do want to point out is that if you plan on going to the College of Technology, any of our programs we offer, please go seek out an advisor at the College of Technology, because if you go to the academic advisors, they know more about the bachelorette program for nursing, but they don't know as much about the College of Technology requirements that we require. So please go to College of Technology advisors. if you
Yeah.
can
Good
do
to
that.
know. That's good to know.
And I wanted to piggyback on that because a lot of barriers I've noticed since I've been here this very short time is that veteran students, they are just going to the lower campus academic, office, which is fine. But the thing is that I would implore, even if they don't want to do nursing, they need to go to the veteran services
sure.
because they are missing out on different opportunities. Because that's how I found the vet to nurse program. I mean, granted, it was brand new, but I would have never found out because a lot of people don't know about it. And so a lot of that population is very specific and has specific needs. And that's what veteran services is for. And so they can be like Todd Johnson, if he sees anybody that had a medical background, he's like, oh, let me have you talk to Brittney, and so I definitely, just check out our academic advisors, and then for veterans, definitely check out Veteran Services to find all your opportunities and all the benefits you can get. There's so many, like you can go to school for free basically at that point,
That's awesome. Well, I'm so glad. Oh, yes, Gary.
Just a quick question here. So if somebody's brand new to the university and they're interested in nursing and they've watched this, where on the website would they find information about vet to nurse? Would they have to go into College of Technology, or is it on the university page? Do you know?
That's a good question. So actually we have just updated some information on the College of Tech of Nursing website. We are making up a kind of like a checklist for our veterans.
Yeah. We're doing it for all the programs, but it's all through the isu.edu website. If you just go in there and actually Google nursing, all the nursing programs will pull up, and then you can click on whichever one that you're most interested in. You can also, a lot of people get confused, which is understandable, but many people, if you have the requirements already done, you can apply to multiple nursing programs. It's not limited to just applying to one. But if you have any questions and the website doesn't answer your questions, you can always just Google, College of Technology or ISU nursing program and call. We're always there. We're nurses. We're always there.
Always.
Right?
I don't even know what my kids look like anymore. So
How old are they?
I have a 2-year-old and a
Oh,
6-year-old.
see, she knows how old they are. That's good.
That's good. I have it. That's why we have on our phones, the calendar, so I can just be reminded.
That's right.
So.
That's awesome. Well, good. So tell me, what is different about the Vet to Nurse program than, say, somebody who was just going to enter into the LPN program?
Our LPN program is on campus. We do clinicals here in town. We have didactic lectures, usually 2 days a week, where people are actually here on campus, versus the Vet to Nurse program, which we lovingly acronym VTN. It's more asynchronous online stuff because we accept people all over. We have someone in Boise.
Yep, I'm just picking up a student that's active duty right now that's stationed out in Alaska. So she's going to be starting up here shortly. But
We got all that approved. Awesome.
yeah.
So, I'm assuming that it's kind of customized for each person that comes in, depending on what their background is and
Yeah.
how many years, maybe. What does that look like?
So what we do is we have, what's the acronym? The the nursing.
so many
I know
acronyms.
the nursing gods that brought down of the credits I can award.
Like the national.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the national whatever.
What is it, Christy?
What is it, Christy? I can't remember.
SCBN.
I don't know. It's like five letters.
It's long.
It's anyway.
They work with the Idaho Board of Nursing.
Yes. So anyway, that sounds great. But anyway, but basically, so they when this program had first started, they have actually went through all of the basic training for medics and corpsmen. And so they looked at it compared to what, nurses or student nurses learn in school. And they're like, wow, they already got this covered. And so no matter how long you have been in that field, as long as you went through that training, you automatically get a certain amount of credits based on whether you're a medic or a corpsman.
Okay.
And then so from there, so right there, most of those credits are cut in half comparative to a traditional LPN program. And then from there, what we do is we bring them in, we do standardized testing on all the different areas. So like fundamentals, pharmacology, family, med surg, these kind of things. And we see where they're placed.
Okay.
And we can actually award, if they top out, they test out, I think they only have to do like a final exam.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It just
That's
really
amazing.
depends on how much knowledge and experience they have. I also look at their past experiences. Where have you been? What did you do? So for example, when I got out, so like I said, I specialized in psych and I specialized in field medicine. I also worked L&D when I was in. I didn't have to do any L&D rotations. I had to take the test. I tested out of psych. And so it's very individualized. And so, which is really nice because our whole name of our game, it's like we just want to honor what you know, teach you what you need to know, and then get you moving forward so you can get your RN and then your BSN.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yes.
So are you saying previously to this program, their past knowledge was not considered and they'd have to just start?
Yes. So when I had first got out of the military back in 2013, I was starting to do all my prereqs for the BSN program because none of my experience transferred over to civilians. So I actually had gotten some, like my medical assisting license and CNA license while I was in the Navy. But since it wasn't a state license, nobody would hire me. So I was working as a receptionist while I was going through school. And I don't know if, Spring knows how I am. That was not a good job for me.
No. What do you want? Right?
I'm just very straightforward.
Where she works now, besides here at
Yeah.
ICU?
Yeah.
Well, you're out there saving lives and doing like real life stuff, and then all of a sudden you cannot even work as an MA or a CNA. That's gonna be really tough.
It was really frustrating. And then when I was doing all these prereqs, I had to take stuff like Spanish and like not economics, but all these other classes. And I asked them, I was like, I just want to get this done. I have a family I got to support. I just want to get my nursing license be done. They're like, well, we're trying to make you more well-rounded, which is great for a traditional student. I'm like, trust me, I'm well-rounded. So I really don't, and because I understand why they do that. And I'm not knocking it by any means. It's important because a lot of BSN students are typically younger people that it's good for them to have other experiences. But I've been there and done that. I was done. And so.
Also in the military, you already know how to act as a team and
Yes.
how to socialize with other people that are not in your own group. So you already have that kind of well-roundedness built into you from military service.
Yeah.
One of the biggest differences between like the associate degree RN and the bachelor degree RN is the leadership and community portion, which the veterans already have leadership in spades, right? Because it's all about leadership and teamwork, as you said. So it's nice that there's a different avenue for them that they can bypass. I don't want to call it unnecessary red tape, but other things that they already have a wealth of experience in.
Traditional learning that they've already experienced in other ways,
And
right?
it's also nice because then you get your LPN, so you can work as an LPN, get more experience, get more understanding of medications, cardio, whatever. And then when you go to do your ADRN, it's going to be that much easier because you already have a great foundation versus going straight into the bachelor's program where some of those people don't have any experience in the medical field.
Yep.
And all of our ADRN students have been LPNs prior to, and all of our vet to nurse LPN students have been corpsmen or medics prior to. So ours is very tiered on what they already know.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So what would be the length of a program for a vet to nurse? I mean, I know that it's different for everybody,
Yeah.
but maybe like the average.
So average, it could be 3 semesters, a summer, spring, or summer, fall, and spring semester. I have 2 students that have done it in 2 semesters. I did it in 2 semesters myself. And it just depends on how much you're willing to hustle, because I mean, we do cut out a lot of extra stuff and focus on what they need to. But here's the thing with medicine and nursing, it ain't easy. I tell them it's not going to be easy. I'm going to make it hard because I want to push out good nurses because it's got my name on it, and you know,
Right.
I got to maintain a reputation. But we make it worth their work. And so, you know, I warn them, I'm like, if you want to do this in 2 semesters, we can make it happen, but you have to be very committed and you're going to be hustling, but it will be worth it because you'll be done. And then with our program, our director, Jenny Brumfield, has even made accommodations for our VTN students that if they get done with their coursework before the ADRNs start up their new cohort, she will roll them in there. It's non-competition. Non-competition for them.
That's great.
Also,
Yes.
since they're veterans, they have a lot of resources on campus from the Veterans Department. Is that correct?
Oh yes, absolutely. I actually went with Todd Johnson and the Veterans Student Services team to a conference a few months ago, and I was blown away with all the resources that veteran students can have. I had no idea, and I'm a veteran student myself, and I didn't even know. And so they are very knowledgeable on finding help. And it's not just for school either. They also will help them with personal things, financial things. Mental health is a big thing we're hitting on because, you know, with the skyrocketing rate of depression and suicide in veterans, and so they're very vigilant for that too. And we're actually dividing a plan where we can actually, have kind of like reach out, crisis areas around campus. So it's not just for school. They care about veterans.
I want to say they even have like a huge grant that they got specifically for the veterans a couple years ago. And while that's coming to a close, they still have funds available. So any veterans out there, holla.
Hit me up.
Gary's our Navy guy for our department.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you know that? Yeah. We've got a couple in our department that are Navy. So.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
There is flight.
Hey, at least you weren't a bubblehead, so you know.
Yes, at least I wasn't a bubblehead. And the guy who was supposed to come on earlier, he is a bubblehead.
Oh, funny. Yeah.
But he wimped out. You guys made it. Thank you for your time.
Nurses get shiz done, bro. We don't stay at home.
Nah.
So, what are the challenges, I guess, that you had going through the program? What would you say was your number one challenge?
Did you mention the 7 and the 2-year-old?
Yes.
Gonna throw that out there.
Challenges. I think my biggest challenge, because I was freshly out of the military, and you have a certain mindset coming out of the military. Everything's very structured, which is a very misconception for veteran students because they say, oh, we have a veteran student, they're good to go, they're very responsible, here's all your coursework, just go ahead and get it done. They don't operate like that. They need to be like, you need to do this and I need it done by this time. And they'll do it, but they need that direction.
So you're saying they use a chain of command.
They need a chain of command. They need a game plan. And so my job, besides just teaching them nursey stuff, but like my job also that I have brought up to the other faculties, like we need to help transition them to civilian. Because they are really good at brainwashing you when you're in the military. You got a good way of thinking, and this is just how things are. And then
I
you
don't
get,
think they like the term brainwashing. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
it's tomato, So, but the thing is that we are so used to a certain lifestyle, a certain way of thinking, a certain way of operating, and then you get thrown into academia where it's just you're out to the wind, and they get lost. And so there's actually studies that have shown that veteran students do not perform as well in universities because it is so, it's so independent and they feel lost and they don't know where to go. And so I help them transition from a military role to a civilian role. Okay. And not letting go of those roots of military because that's just, you can't buy that, what you gain from military experience. So I show them how to keep a hold of that, but also how to transition to working in a civilian hospital or clinic or whatever, because it's different. There's a lot of similarities, but it's also very different. And yes.
have any of the employers gotten back with you after one of your students graduated and went to work for them? I mean, I'm wondering from their perspective of dealing with the nurses who come from traditional programs compared to those who come through your program, have they given you any feedback on what they're seeing?
So I've only had one student so far graduate, and he stayed because this is like my second semester of teaching. But so my student that graduated, he is still working at the place that he was at before, and I think they had actually bumped him up to a more of a leadership role for cabin.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
There are a couple students, graduates of ours, that work in the same facility. One of them is a VTN, and one of them is, a couple of them are traditional. So maybe we should look into that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I still talk to them, but with veterans, we're usually pretty humble about that kind of stuff. We usually don't like to brag most of the time. So
Right,
unless we're around. That's my
That
timer.
was our timer.
Oh, I thought you were bad and just forgot to put your phone on silent. So it's like you're sitting here telling me.
That's a bubblehead move.
Oh, we so appreciate you coming, and we appreciate your service.
Oh, thank you.
For our country. That's amazing. And we're going to wrap it up, but on the end, is there anything else that our listeners need to know about?
You guys have a phone number or a website
Yeah.
that you want to plug that direct connects to your...
Yeah, what's Tashina's number? Do you know right off the top of your head?
Let's find Tashina's number.
You can also link it on there.
So we can link it on
Tashina
our-
is our instructional assistant, our admin assistant. So she runs the office and all that stuff. So she would be the contact person for us. And hopefully one of these guys can get the number faster than I can.
They'll link it, so
Okay.
no
Okay.
worries
So
there.
just email it to me and I'll make sure we...
Okay,
do
I
that.
just got it.
Oh, you
Spit it
got
out.
it.
Okay, so it's oh wait, no, that's her cell phone. Never mind.
Let's just put our cell
We're not
phone out
doing
there for
that.
everybody,
Come on
right?
now.
She'll kill me.
Right? Yeah. So we can do that.
Well, thank you so
Great.
very
They
much.
can
We
find
do
your
appreciate
the
that.
other nursing programs on the College Technology
Oh,
site.
absolutely.
It's all on the ISU, the website, just for ISU in general. You could, COT is what we call it, College of Technology. If you put in PN for practical nursing or ADRN for associate degree nursing or veteran nurse, it's out there.
Yeah, I even Googled like veteran, what I Googled like student nursing and veteran, just those keywords, and it popped up on Google. So
And just as a side note, the LPN and the program requires a CNA, right?
Correct.
Before
Correct.
they come in. So just a plug for our CNA program here at
Oh
ISU.
yeah,
So,
totally.
yeah.
If you
absolutely.
get your CNA, you can roll almost right into LPN. There's some requirements.
Requisites.
Yeah, whatever that word is. Prerequisites, yeah,
There you
something like that. Anyway, so there are some prerequisites before you get into the LPN program, but being a CNA is one of them.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.